Every morning, the same routine. Wake up, go to work, come home tired, check his savings account, feel disappointed, repeat. He was doing everything right, working hard, spending carefully, saving consistently. But his money was barely moving, and deep down, he knew there had to be a better way. Then one conversation with a wealthy mentor changed everything. Before we dive in, what time are you watching this? Where are you from? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if this kind of story helps you, please like and subscribe. Now let's begin. Once upon a time, in a lively village full of markets and morning noise, there lived a young man named Ryan. At 25 years old, Ryan worked at the local grocery store. He had been there for 5 years, starting as a simple stock boy and working his way up to a respectable position. He was reliable, responsible, and well-liked by everyone around him. For the past 3 years, Ryan had been saving a portion of every paycheck, faithfully, without fail. But something gnawed at him every single month when he opened his banking app. The numbers had barely moved. How is this possible? He thought. I work hard. I spend carefully. Why does my money grow so slowly? The problem was painfully clear. His job consumed most of his day. By the time evening came, he had nothing left, no energy for a second job, no time to explore new ideas. He felt locked inside a loop he couldn't escape. Work, save, wait, work, save, wait. There had to be a smarter way. One quiet afternoon on his day off, an idea came to him. He had heard stories about Mr. Dana, a wealthy man who lived in a village not far away. People spoke about him with a kind of reverent awe, not because he worked longer hours than everyone else, but because somehow his money and assets worked for him while he rested. Ryan had always assumed that kind of wealth was reserved for people born into the right families or those with advanced degrees. But something told him that Mr. Dana's secret was something different, something learnable. What do I have to lose? Ryan thought. He made a decision. He would go and ask. Ryan woke up early the next morning with a flutter of nervous energy in his chest. He put on his cleanest shirt, splashed water on his face, and set off down the dusty road toward Mr. Dana's village. The walk took nearly an hour, but Ryan barely noticed the time. His mind was buzzing with questions he had never allowed himself to ask out loud before. How do wealthy people think differently? What do they know that I don't? Is financial freedom really possible for someone like me? When he finally arrived at Mr. Dana's property, he found the man exactly as people had described, sitting peacefully under a wide, shaded tree near his fields, holding a cup of coffee, completely unbothered by the world. There was something magnetic about his stillness. Ryan had expected a man constantly on the phone, rushing from meeting to meeting. Instead, here was someone who had clearly mastered the art of doing less while earning more. Ryan approached carefully. Good morning, Mr. Dana. I'm sorry to interrupt. My name is Ryan, and I've come a long way hoping to learn from you. Mr. Dana looked up, studied Ryan for a moment, and smiled warmly. Come sit with me, young man. You didn't interrupt anything important. Now tell me what's on your mind. Ryan took a deep breath and told Mr. Dana everything. His job, his savings, his frustration, his dream of one day having money that worked for him so he didn't have to work for money until his body gave out. Mr. Dana listened without interrupting, nodding slowly. When Ryan finished, the older man set down his coffee cup and smiled. You have the right question, he said. Most people never even ask it. They just keep running on the wheel, hoping something will change. But you're here. That already puts you ahead. He leaned forward slightly. I'm going to share 7 steps with you. These are not complicated. They are not secret. But most people never apply them. And that is the only difference between those who build wealth and those who don't. Ryan straightened his back and pulled out a small notebook from his pocket. He wasn't going to miss a single word. Step 1, Mr. Dana began, is the foundation of everything. Before you can make money work for you, you need money to work with. Save what you can from your current income. Even if it feels like a small amount, be consistent. And here is something I want you to remember clearly. Avoid taking loans to invest when you are just starting out. Debt adds pressure, and pressure leads to poor decisions. Save first, slowly, steadily, without rushing. Ryan wrote it down. Save first, no loans. I understand, Ryan said. But how much do I need before I can start? Mr. Dana smiled patiently. That is exactly what step 2 will answer. But don't skip ahead. The second step is the hardest for most young people, Mr. Dana said, his voice carrying the weight of experience. When you start to see money accumulating, you will feel a powerful urge to spend it. A new phone, a motorcycle, new clothes, things that feel like rewards. And here is the truth about those things. They lose value the moment you buy them. A phone depreciates. A car requires maintenance. These items drain your money instead of growing it. Ryan felt a quiet sting of recognition. He had been eyeing a new smartphone for months. He told himself he deserved it. So what should I do with the money instead? He asked. You use it to build your passive income, mister, Dana replied. You delay the reward, and when the income comes, the reward feels so much sweeter because it cost you nothing from your original savings. Ryan sat with that for a moment. The idea of delayed gratification wasn't new to him, but hearing it framed this way as a strategy, not a sacrifice, made it land differently. Mr. Dana stood up from his chair and gestured for Ryan to follow him. Step 3, he said as they began walking through the village, is to open your eyes. They moved through familiar streets. Streets Ryan had walked 100 times, but Mr. Dana began pointing out things Ryan had never noticed. You see that house over there? Rudy started a small internet sharing service 2 years ago with almost nothing. Now he earns money every month without lifting a finger. He pointed to a small yard next door. And here this family started raising chickens with a modest investment. Their eggs sell every week like clockwork. Ryan looked around, genuinely stunned. He had walked through this village countless times, but he had never seen it this way, as a landscape of quiet opportunity. There are people renting out farmland, Mr. Dana continued. People selling homemade food online. People offering repair services from their homes. Every single one of them started by simply looking around and asking, what does my community need and what can I provide? Ryan scratched his head, shaking it slowly. I can't believe I never noticed any of this. Most people don't, Mr. Dana said gently, because they're too busy looking down at the ground in front of them to see what's around them. They returned to the tree and sat back down. Step 4, Mr. Dana said, is the one that separates dreamers from builders. Once you have found an opportunity, start. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait until you have more money or more time or more confidence. The challenges only reveal themselves after you begin. So there is no point waiting for a plan that has no problems. That plan doesn't exist. Start small to protect yourself. A small investment means a small loss if things go wrong. And a small win builds the confidence you need to go bigger. Ryan nodded firmly. He had spent years waiting to feel ready. He was starting to understand that ready was a feeling that never quite arrived on its own. Once your passive income starts producing results, Mr. Dana continued, Step 5 is to reinvest. Take your profits and put them back in. Expand slowly. Think about Rudy again. He didn't stop at one connection. He expanded his service to more homes, more streets. He used what the business gave him to make the business bigger. That is how small streams become rivers. Ryan felt something stir inside him, a kind of excitement he hadn't felt in years. So the business funds its own growth, Ryan said slowly. Exactly, Mr. Dana said, clearly pleased. You stop using your own paycheck and start using the income's income. That is when things begin to accelerate. Step 6 has 2 parts, Mr. Dana said. First, diversify. Once your first income stream is stable and consistent, build a second one. Different source, different risk. If one slows down, the other carries you. This is how real financial security feels. Second, and this is important, allow yourself to enjoy some of what you earn. Financial discipline doesn't mean living like a monk. Take a portion of your profits, no more than half, and spend it on things that bring you genuine joy. You earned it. Ryan smiled at that.
You earned it.
He had assumed the wealthy lived by some punishing code of total deprivation. So, it's not about denying yourself everything, he said.
At the seventh
No,
step.
Mr. Dana replied.
Listen closely.
It's about being intentional
this
with what you
is
keep
the
and what you
hardest part.
spend. There's a big difference.
Be patient.
Mr. Dana paused
Stay
before speaking the
consistent.
final step. He seemed to
Never
choose his
stop
words
learning.
carefully. Step 7, he said quietly, is perhaps the most important of all, and the one most people abandon too soon. Be patient,
is the final
stay
step.
consistent, never stop
From here,
learning.
there is no
Building
turning
passive
back.
income is not
You
a
must
sprint.
trust the path
It
you've
is not a
chosen.
trick or a shortcut. It is a slow, deliberate process that rewards those who persist. Most people quit in the early months because the results feel invisible, but those invisible months are when the roots are growing. Keep learning. Markets change. Opportunities change. The person who adapts survives. The person who stops learning gets left behind. When the final word left Mr. Dana's lips, Ryan felt something shift inside him. Not excitement exactly, something deeper.
And how are things
Clarity.
looking at the vineyard this
These
season,
7
Joe?
steps weren't
Very promising,
complicated.
Father.
They weren't
Here, try
genius-level
this prosciutto,
insights.
Sophie.
But
Thank you, it
together,
looks delicious.
they formed something Ryan had been missing all along a roadmap. Mr. Dana invited Ryan to stay for lunch before the long walk home. They ate together, talked about life and family and small things, and Ryan felt something he hadn't expected to feel: warmth. He hadn't just gained a lesson,
Thank
he
you
had
truly
gained
for
a
your
mentor.
kindness.
On the journey home, Ryan's mind
was a
moved
pleasure having
differently. He thought about the phone he had been planning to buy. He would wait. He thought about Rudy's Wi-Fi service. He wondered if something similar could work in his neighborhood. He thought about the farmers nearby who struggled to find buyers. He wondered if he could help them sell online. The road home felt shorter. He was no longer the same person who had left that morning. He was someone with a direction. Ryan saved aggressively. He resisted every temptation. And 3 months later, he invested in a simple washing machine and started offering a laundry service to neighbors in his building. The profits were small at first, but they were his. Money earned while he was at his regular job. Money working while he rested. Within a year, he had 2 more machines and had hired someone to help manage the operation. He then started his second income stream, renting out a spare room to a student. The money kept flowing, growing,
Everything
multiplying.
seems to be in order.
5 years after that
Here
first
is your
walk,
receipt.
Ryan made the journey
Thank
back
you.
to Mr. Dana's
I'm very happy
village.
to finally have this.
This time, he arrived in his own car. Not flashy, but practical. Paid for entirely by his passive income. Mr. Dana was sitting
Here
under
is
the
the
same
laundry,
tree,
Ryan. Thank you very
holding the
much. I
same
appreciate
cup
it.
of coffee,
Good luck
wearing the
with your
same
business.
peaceful expression. "Teacher," Ryan said, bowing his head slightly, "thank you. Those 7 steps changed my life." Mr. Dana laughed, the kind of laugh that comes from deep satisfaction. "Ryan, I gave you a map. You walked the road yourself. All I did was show you that
Think
the
you'll be
road
very
existed."
comfortable here. Welcome aboard.
Ryan's story is
Thank you
not
so
just about a
much.
young man in a village.
It's exactly what
It is about every person who has ever felt trapped by slow-growing savings and a fast-moving life. Financial freedom is not about how much you earn. It is about how wisely you use what you already have. Here are the 7 steps, one more time. 1. Save consistently. Never borrow to invest when you're starting out. 2. Resist the urge to buy expensive things that lose value. Be patient. 3. Look around you. Opportunities are closer than you think. 4. Start small. Start now. Don't wait for perfect. 5. Reinvest your profits. Let your income fund its own growth. 6. Diversify your streams. Reward yourself wisely. 7. Be patient. Stay consistent. Never stop learning. These principles work whether you have a little or a lot. The mindset is the same. Start where you are. Use
just
what
wanted
you
to
have.
thank you, Mr.
Do
Dana.
what you can.
I couldn't have
Every
done
wealthy
any of this
person
without
started
your
somewhere.
guidance.
Every
really
successful
helped me
business
grow.
began with a single decision. Every passive income stream was once just an idea someone chose to act on. What will your decision be?
Never thought we'd see
If
eye
this
to eye
story
on
gave you
place.
something to think about,
Neither did I,
please give
brother.
this video a like
Neither
and
did
share it
I.
with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you never miss a story like this one. And drop a comment below. Which of the 7 steps resonated with you the most? I read every single one. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, your financial freedom starts with a single step.